You're good. Hi, Jeremy.
Hi.
Thank you for granting us this interview.
My honor.
Okay, so I'd like to ask you, can you share to us what your topic is in the Family Enterprise Excellence Conference 2018?
So there are two exciting topics that I'm sharing. The first one being the transgenerational entrepreneurship and family business here in Asia. So in that talk, I share a little bit of the practices that family used to, encourage entrepreneurship in their own family business, and how they could create new values by the next generations, so that they can sustain the family business across generations.
Right. And your other topic?
So another topic is really integrating female members, the rising female power in the family business itself. So in that, I'm talking about different constituents in the families, meaning, we have the mother, we have the daughter, we have in-laws, and then how you can contribute to the family business in terms of driving for the future itself. And then, of course, we've seen families and the different members that can have different values. And the female is a unique part of the family itself, that take care of the family. But at the same time, they could be very useful resources, if I could use the word, and to drive new growth for the family itself. They are very good in communicating. For females, they're very good at communicating with one another. They could be working well with the customers, employers, employees, etc. So I'm talking about how we can prepare the families to integrate the female members, so that they could be seen as part of it.
Yes, thank you for that, Jeremy. I'd like to ask you, secondly, why do you think it's important for a family business to build governance, and what are the benefits?
Well, there are a lot of reasons for families to build a governance system. So, and backtrack a little bit, a governance system is nothing, too unique. In a way, it's just the collective way that families make decisions together. And it can be a formal system. So for a formal governance system, you have normally the family constitution, the family council, family assembly, and for some families they set up committees like the entertainment committee, which I like a lot, and the health committee, and perhaps they include the family office as well. Sometimes they also have the family foundation. So this is a very structured type of collective decision-making mechanisms that the family could develop. And then, of course, how to develop it is really about the functions that they need that fit the family. But on the other hand, so for most Asians, they have so-called informal governance system in place. Think about, most of the decisions are actually made by tradition. Sometimes, you don't need to talk about that, and then people still know how to, make decisions based on what is expected in the past, and then how it's going to be in the future. So, I was saying both sides of the governance would work, and there is a spectrum of it.
Thank you for that. And then I'd also like to ask, being in Asia, and having experienced different kinds of family businesses in different parts of Asia, how do you see is the future? What do you see as the future of family businesses in Asia?
Well, there are a number of notable trends for family business in Asia. First of all, and I did mention that in the presentation as well, it is really about the transformation from a family business to a business family, which means, many of the family business, they do not hold on with the so-called legacy business. Instead, they are, investing in other business. They are like an investor of businesses itself. And in that dimension, they are engaging the next generations to, oversee the portfolio. So this is the first change I can see in the family business in Asia. The second one is we're really getting more globalized, or sometimes localized family business. In a way, we have the next generation members, Western educated. They come back with fresh ideas of how they can manage and run the business itself. And this brings interesting implications to how we should educate and how we should lead the business in the future. And this is a growing trend. And then the final one is really a more globalized family team. In a way, we are allowing more of the so-called intermarriage, meaning you can get people from other races into your family. And that has a lot of implications as well. Think that I'm coming from China, Hong Kong in particular, and then I will see myself as very different from a Shanghainese or someone from Beijing. It is an intermarriage already. But thinking that, well, when my family has someone who is, from America, from Europe, and then, or even from Africa, so which is a little bit weird, but this is a ongoing trend here with the Asian families. So this brings in other interesting dynamics.
Right, and these are the trends that you see would be that will create a lot of changes for the family business in Asia.
Exactly.
That's right. I have one more spontaneous question. Being a professional working in a family business center, what do you see as the needs of family businesses, maybe in your area or in Asia as a whole?
Well, it's just really understanding what position the families are in. So for many families, they know what they are right now. They know some of the family members, but they don't know all of the family members, including those from the past generations. And of course, when we're talking about family business, we're talking about an institution that lasts for generations, which makes it meaningful. So if they do not, or they cannot predict what will happen in the future, that would be an issue. So what we would like to see is really to prepare them for a sustainable future that is for the family, for the business, and for ownership systems itself.
Okay, so you're saying that those are the needs of families, not just in your locality in Hong Kong.
Right. I think across Asia, it is still the needs, and maybe it is a universal thing that we will see that they need to work on in the future as well. I mean, for all families.
Any final word for family businesses in the Philippines?
Well, I think you're in a very fortunate position, and then the economy is developing, and then many of the times when the profitability is not an issue, there will be no big problems within the family business itself. You need to grab family members which are really useful resources to the family itself in different roles in the business. But I think one day when the crisis comes, and it is not unusual thing that happens in Asia, financial crisis, that you really have to prepare ahead for situations of this kind. When you plan only to that point, that would be an issue. So build a system. It could be a governance system, it could be succession planning, it could be other planning that is necessary before the stress point, which is the crisis itself comes, and it is always necessary.
So preparation is key.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. This very wonderful advice to
you.
Filipino family businesses.
Thank you.
Thank you.